If you use the typical value of any technical indicator, usually it will perform miserably. And today's indicator is no different. In this video, I will talk about volume oscillator, what it is, how it is calculated, and how we can use it to generate signals or use it as a filter for other signals in a strategy. And of course, the secret is not to use the typical values. Not only that, you'll be surprised to see that it is actually the opposite what works most often than not. Volume oscillator is a simple indicator. We take the volume of the asset that we want to trade. We plot two moving averages, usually a slow moving average and a fast one. And then we deduct one from the other, we get an oscillator. Here we are in MultiCharts, and the chart showing the price for the Japanese yen against the US dollar. I'm using the futures, so this is at JY symbol. So this is the chart, and below here at the bottom we have the volume. So the red bars are the volume, and then we have a fast and a slow moving average. So the green is the fast moving average and the yellow is the slow moving average. The typical periods for the indicator is 14 and 28. So the green bar is 14 and the yellow bar is 28. Now, if we deduct the fast moving average from the slow moving average, we will get this oscillator. So you can see here, when the space increase, this one increase, and when we cross, this is the cross period, this is the cross, and so on and so forth. So it's easier, first of all, to see this, and plus we can easily use it in a strategy. When the price below zero, that means the fast moving average is below the slow moving average. And when the price is above zero, that means the fast volume moving average is above the slow volume moving average. As you can see from the chart, it's really simple indicator, but it's using the volume and not the price. And that's the first advantage of this indicator, because usually all indicators are derivative of the price, but this one is a derivative of the volume. So there is a huge advantage in that. Now, why I picked the Japanese yen, it's because I already know the Japanese yen is really good in a short strategy. And how do I know that? This is a long subject, but you can see my previous videos on how to spot which market is good for which direction. If you saw my previous videos, you know that the Japanese yen will work really well with a short strategy. So we will try to use this indicator as a signal to enter short on this currency. So this is the strategy now applied, and we will go short when the volume oscillator cross from positive to negative, and we will exit after 4 bars. So you can see here, this is a cross, and then we have another cross here. So we enter, we exit after 4 bars, another cross here, we enter, we exit after 4 bars, and another cross here, we enter, we exit after 4 bars. So it's very simple. And why the cross? Because if you just say we will enter when the price below zero, that means when you exit here, you will enter again here, and you will enter every time this side. So we need to specify that it's only when the cross. So it's all cross above and cross below. So in this case, we are using the cross below. So here is our strategy, and we are short all the time. And of course, we know it's working because obviously I know JY will work with any short strategy. But now I want to optimize the periods to see which one works better. Remember, this is the typical value, which is 14 and 28. So we will optimize 3 values. This is the number of bars to exit from 2 to 6. And then the fast length and the slow length, we will optimize 5 to 100 step 5. So in total, we will have 2,000 strategies. And these are the results. And if we sort by return to drawdown, we get really good strategies. So 6.1 return to drawdown, 5.5, and so on and so forth. And the best way, actually, if we go to this view, now what we are looking at here, this is the fast length and this is the slow length, and we are looking at the net profit at the top. So if I want to bring this down maybe to around 10,000, and let's see, and we can easily see that this is a stable area. So 80 and 20, 70 and 30, 60 and 40, because we can see it. Look at this. diagonal part. And if we go to 3 days exit, and then 4 days, 5 days, and 6. So 5, actually it's not working. 6 is, this part is stable. So that's about 30 and all the values here. But then 4, 3, and 2 all working diagonally. So if we pick 4 bars, we have, this is a stable area. So this is about 25 and 75. So that's good. Let's go back here. And so this is 75 and 25. And we have 89 trades and $268 on average. That is really good for the Japanese yen. And this is a very stable area. But here's what we notice is the fast oscillator is 3 times as long as the slow oscillator. So this is, of course, opposite of what we know with this indicator. And that is what I mean by the typical usually doesn't work. Now, because we are using the short value here, probably that's why the fast is a lot slower than the slow. But of course, we wouldn't know without testing. And it's not only that, this is not an anomaly. This is a stable area, actually. All what we looked at is where the fast moving average is 3 times slower than the slow moving average. So you'll only get this with testing. Now we'll use volume oscillator as a signal to enter long on the ES. Now why the ES? Again, from my previous videos, you know that the ES works really well with mean reversion long. So in this case, I will, instead of going short when the cross goes below 0, we will go long when the cross is below 0. So here is a closer look. So here when we go below 0, we go long next day, we exit after 4 bars. And again, here we go cross below 0, we go long next day, exit 4 bars. Same thing here. So again, it's very simple. It's only when we cross below 0, we will go long. And again, here we will test the validity of this. Again, we will test from 2 to 6, the number of bars, and 5 to 100. Again, we have 2,000 combinations. And if we sort by return to drawdown, we have very good strategies, 8.5, 769. All these are excellent strategies on the ES. And if we look at the 3D graph, now the story is a little bit different. Well, first of all, 2 bars, it's not smooth at all. And let's put this at 60, maybe something. There's nothing here. 3 bars, we have some peaks, 4 bars, 5 and 6. So actually, none of these are good because I don't see any stable area. I mean, the stable area are way down here. Even though we have really good strategies, look at this, 100, 120, 132, but they don't sit in a stable area. So even though the strategy works, in fact, more than 25% of the strategies are really good, above 2 to 1 return to drawdown ratio, but there is no like a stable area that we can pick from. So since we have many instruments, many strategies, we don't need to force it. And this is what I want to show you here is, yes, I can pick one of these that's really good, but I am forcing myself to pick one of them. I shouldn't, because I have so many options, especially when I'm using a platform like MultiCharts or StrategyQuant X, where I have many, many options of strategies to choose from. So no need. Now we will test the indicator as a filter for other strategies. And now we have the RSI2 strategy on the S&P 500 futures. So when the RSI2 below 25, we go long. And when the RSI2 above 75, we exit. So this is the performance. We have 328 trades, 522, 73 win percent. So we want to use now the volume oscillator as a filter. So we want to beat this strategy. So this strategy is making about 4 to 1 return to drawdown ratio, 171,000 to 45,000 drawdown. So we will optimize the fast length and the slow length. We're not using the X number of bars because we are using the RSI above 75 to exit. So we'll use the volume oscillator as a filter for the RSI signal. We have 400 combinations and let's see what we get. So if we sort by return to drawdown, we have actually many strategies that beat the original strategy. So the original strategy is about 4 to 1. It's actually 3.8. And here we have, let's see, 3.8. So if we go to 4, so we have 115 strategies that beat the original strategy. So as a filter, this is really, really working well. And let me see here. So look at this. This is a very good stable area. And this is what? The slow length is between 10 and 40. And the fast length is between 55 and 80. So if we pick something here, this will be good. So if I go back to the spreadsheet, and not surprisingly, look at this, 70 and 35, that's right in the middle of the stable area, and it is the best one. And then 70, 45, 70, 30, these are all good. And just to show you, if I pick one of these, let me pick it. And let's see the effect here. So we have 150. So we're making less money, but also half the drawdown. So the drawdown of the original strategy was 45. And look at this curve. I mean, come on. That is just a beautiful curve. You don't get these many curves most of the time. And I think that's because this is using the volume, because most other filters are using a derivative of the price. So volume is definitely really, really good filter. If we go trade analysis, 190 trades at $800 on average. And we increase also the percent of profitable trades. And if we go to annual periods, we have only 2 losing years. And this year we have 6 trades at 100% win rate. I just, by the way, this is, I'm doing this while recording, so I didn't know this. But, you know, you are very euphoric if you see this. That 6 trades in a row profitable, each making about $3,700. I mean, RSI strategies just keep doing better every single year. It never ceases to amaze me. The takeaway here is typical values does not work most of the time. And the surprising takeaway is that the slow moving average is shorter than the fast moving average. That works really well on the JY. And same thing for the ES, where we have the fast moving average is a lot slower than the slow moving average. So basically it's the opposite of what the typical values are. To learn about how the Bollinger Bands works on these instruments, watch this video and I will see you there.